country, redneck.
Hee-haw!
Buck Owens and Roy Clark. Roy Clark used to play the banjo. And then they used to have the old hillbillies sitting around doing nothing.
Good evening.
Good evening, Perry.
Hey, Perry, how you doing?
Hi, Phil, Clark, George, and to the carrier.
I used to watch Hee-Haw. It was only on for a couple of years, I think. I'm trying to remember, 68 to 70 or 69 to 71 or something like that. It didn't run very long, but it was a great show.
I thought it was a little longer than that. And hello, Steve. Good to hear you.
Yeah, and good evening to Steve.
It was quite a cast of characters and a true variety show. They had comedy, music, and all kinds of everything in between.
Yep. First time I ever heard the song "Okie from Muskogee." It was Merle Haggard on Hee-Haw doing it with his band.
And Minnie Pearl was always on that show, the one who used to always have the price tag hanging from her hat.
I don't remember her specifically, but it was a great little gem of a show.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now on IMDb. I thought it was on more than 2 or 3 years, but I could be wrong.
Oh, let me look it up here. Hang on. Alright, let's see. Wikipedia. Hee-Haw, blah, blah, blah. Hee-Haw is an American television variety show featuring country music and humor with fictional rural Cornfield County as the backdrop. It first aired on CBS from, it was 1969 to 1971. In syndication from 1971 to 1993 on TNN. From 1996 to 1997. And on TNN from 1996 to 1997. Reruns of the series were broadcast on RFD-TV from September 2008 to April 2020. The show was inspired by Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, but centered on country music, rural rather than pop culture. Far less topical material. Very interesting. Yep. Hosted by country music artists Buck Owens and Roy Clark for most of its run. The show was equally well known for its corn porn humor. Oh, that's funny. And for its voluptuous, scantily clad women, the Hee-Haw Honeys, in stereotypical farmers' daughters' outfits. I'll have to go watch some of those reruns.
Corn porn.
Actually got me interested in it.
Yeah, Misty Rowe was
Oh, I'll be back.
Uh-oh. TNN, man, that brings back memories. The Nashville Network.
Nashville Network, yes. Isn't that still on? I think it's still on.
No. TNN eventually turned, I think, into CMT. The TNN I know isn't on anymore, but it got bought out by somebody else, and it's another channel now.
Oh, okay. CMT I watch sometimes because Tim Allen's show, where he's a ham operator, is on reruns on CMT. But Hee-Haw, I remember this one sketch. They used to have the 2 old guys sitting around with like the straw in their teeth. And it was like, sounds like it might be raining. I might go take a look. And the other guy just says, well, why don't you call the dog in and see if he's wet?
W2PHL. Misty Rowe, she was the cute blonde chippy that was scantily clad all the time.
Ah.
Yeah, by late 1960s standards.
Yes, they describe it as voluptuous, scantily clad women. I love it.
remember the Gong Show?
Oh, yeah, with Chuck Barris.
Absolutely, the Gong Show. Funny.
Look up the Popsicle Girls on YouTube. I can't talk about it on the air.
Wow, that was impressive.
Popsicle Girls, eh?
Popsicle Girls, huh?
Uh-oh, you got me Googling.
And what about more modern times, The Man Show with Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel? They had the Juggies, Girls on Trampolines.
Yeah, but Jimmy Kimmel turned into such a big left-wing douchebag.
Well, he followed the money.
Corolla did not.
Well, he was always the brains of the operation.
Yeah, him and his brother Toyota.
Camry.
What about Lisa Kutera?
Don't know her.
Well, I guess it was in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. Cadillac had this car called the Kutera. And they were commercials. Oh, my God. Lisa Kutera. So there was a show, Chicago Hope, and they added a character, a doctor named Lisa Kutera.
I actually remember those commercials. I could almost write it out. In fact, those ran all the time. What was it? Yeah, they were talking about Lisa Kutera, and someone said, "Oh, I knew a Lisa Kutera," and then the announcer was like, "Okay."
Yeah, exactly. And it was like a crappy little car. It was like a freaking Camry with Cadillac badges on it. It was really nothing to look at. But man, they were pushing it. Lisa Kutera.
It was definitely not like the Cadillac Brougham, which I enjoy driving around Broward County.
Oh God, I got a brand new 1998 Tahoe in 1997. This is when I was at the store. And I'm half Italian, so I could say this. I had these two real Ginzo customers, brothers, that were painting contractors, but they bought a lot of stuff, so we took them out to lunch one day. And I pull in the parking lot of the restaurant, and they were there already. The one brother said, "Oh, man, it's like a big effing Cadillac up in the sky."
Hey, Clark, are you doing something different with your audio?
Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Barry.
Yeah, it sounds a little different, and I've never seen you that wide before. You put on some pounds?
I put on some pounds. It's off to the RF gym, I guess. Oh, well, wait a minute. And then George got on earlier and said I was like super narrow, so now I don't know what to believe.
Well, you know what? It sounds harsh. I was going to actually make a comment, but I didn't want to pile on, but it sounds harsh. It's I don't know what the word is. It sounds harsh. It's a little fatiguing to listen to.
I am naturally fatiguing to listen to.
Yeah, you know what it is, Clark? It's like you have the main chunk of your energy in the middle, and then you still have the tails out there, but there's stuff missing in between. That's what I'm seeing.
Wait, what?
Like,
so you were talking about my ears and there's stuff missing in between?
Sounds like an Optimod. That's like put on, super dense mode or something. I don't think you have an Optimod, but that's the sound it's giving. It's giving an Optimod that's been cranked up high.
Give me some sibilance, Clark.
What's with those carriers?
Oh, it's some piss-weak moron trying to interfere, but everybody is like stomping the crap out of him.
Oh, by the way, Steve, I sent you an email, but I wanted to give you a real super quick update. I know this is a micro interest, but yes, I can see why it would be very hard to do what I'm trying to do with RemHam. There's only two, for lack of a better term, data channels that go in that direction. And I tried a bunch of stuff out, and I guess it's going to be a choice between, the DTR being used as the delay function when the system's booting up or when the computer boots up, or else the channel selector. So we may be at a dead end. And one BCG.
No, I thought of at least two other ways to do it. It's possible to do a toggle on the CTS and use DTR for transit receive. You could toggle the there's that. Of course, it's also possible to configure two COM ports, and I could easily add into RemHam a second functions for a second COM port, custom functions. I mean, it's like it's really there's a lot of ways to skin that cat. And a second RS-232 port is another way to go. But it's also possible to toggle RTS or put a delay in the software. There's also that. The thing is, the RTS circuit that I made that delays 45 seconds, it gets rid of that crap where when the system is turning on, when it's booting up, they toggle those COM lines. It's like they go click, and they toggle them a lot. It's like, why do you do that? That's why I had to put that delay in there.
I saw that when I was experimenting with it, and I found, I don't know whether this is helpful or not, but if you were to measure the voltage between the two ones that you use, what RTS and DTS is it? No, I forget. If you were to measure that, at no point during the computer boot up process does the pin 4 ever go positive compared to pin 6 or the other one that you use. That never happens. So because I watched it on a variety of computers when I booted them up, and I used a bicolor LED, and at no point the entire time was there ever a positive voltage. It either between the two of them, one was always more negative than the other, or they were zero, but it was never reversed. One was never positive when the other was negative.
I wonder if that's just coincidence for those particular computers, or. That's interesting, but yeah, there's a few ways to skin the cat, I think. Anyway, I've got to sign out, but yeah, Clark, your audio is harsh. I mean, that's the way I describe it. It's harsh. I don't know what you're running exactly, but it's very much in your face audio, which might be on purpose. I do not know, but it's different than it usually is. Anyway, I'm going to sign out for now, and we'll catch you guys later. It's been thundering here all day. We had thunderstorms, but now it's really cleared out, and so I'm going to go and I think play a little late afternoon, early evening pickleball. I haven't been able to play all day, and I didn't get to play hardly at all yesterday. So.
Steve, the pickleball
mascot. I'm gonna go and go over to Venice and do that. So catch you guys later. WA1QIX signing for now.
7-3, Steve. Good to hear you, and thank you for picking up on Clark's affliction there.
George is happy because he said something and Phil didn't. So the big controversy, as they say on the BBC. Venice, nice. Enjoy Italy. 7-3 and 1 BCG. Well, I know what I'll be doing tonight.
See you, Steve.
Yeah, see you, Steve. Did we lose Phil? Maybe he got the dinner call?
I'm messing around with my amplifier. Something went wonk in my. Well, there we go. No, I'm using AC Wi-Fi switch, and something's not right. It lost connection. Anyway, see you later, Steve. W2PHL.
I like those AC Wi-Fi switches. They're very handy.
Yeah, I have two brands. I got Wemo, and I got, what's the other one? Casa? I don't know. The Chinese know what I'm doing at all times. Put it that way.
Yeah, considering you put it up on TikTok.
The ones I have, or the app anyway, is HBN Smart. I'm not sure if that's what the cubes are called too, but that's what the app is.
The QSO ones I have energy monitoring, which is kind of cool. So I can keep track of some things that I run and how much power they're using, and I can turn them on and off. It's kind of cool.
Well, I just bought another one because I'm going to make a box for my mother-in-law, who keeps, I don't know, she confuses the cordless phone with the TV remote or what, but Kathy's been running over there so much because her phone's off the hook. So I'm going to take one of those cubes and a 110-volt relay and make a box to disconnect the cordless phone and put a corded phone with a really loud bell so we could get her attention when she leaves the cordless phone off the hook.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I have this thing also that my mother had years ago when I kept it, and you plug it into the phone line and you plug a lamp into it, and the lamp will flash when the phone rings.
That's pretty neat. I have these Wi-Fi outlets. And they plug into the outlet, and it's got one plug on it, a 110 out. They make two 220s as well. I think it's the same BN SmartLink, I think is the company, now that you mention it. Yeah, BN Link Smart. I got it from Amazon. They were dirt cheap. I have one here for the power supply for the Anon that I have them all on timers. Turns on at 4:30, turns off at 7. So it's off while I'm at work, and then it's on when I come home, so on and so forth. I got them on my air conditioners, my window units, so I can monitor the power. I can see how much usage how much they're drawing and all that stuff. They're great little things.
Yeah, I got them off of Amazon too. I think they're like $8 or $8.99 a piece. And I've got one on the little heater under my desk downstairs in my office, so I could turn that on before I go down there in the morning. I've got one on the fish tank light downstairs, a 55-gallon tank I have. I've got one on the electric heater in my boat anchor shack, and I basically set the timer, like it goes on for 2 hours, off for an hour, on for 2 hours, off for an hour, just to save a little electricity. And then I've got one on the big electric heater under my workbench so that I can get the workbench nice and warm. Even when I run the pellet stove, the workbench is ice cold. So, and then I just bought another one to make that thing for my mother-in-law.
Nice. Yeah, they're great. Great little gadgets. My old man turned me on to them. I think he might have one on his fish tank too. As for his fish tank lights, now that you mention it, but yeah, technology. W3MMR.
N2LJO. And Phil is trying to fix his amp, and Clark is probably playing with his audio, trying to figure out what the hell happened.
I find it interesting that you and Steve had completely opposite analyses as to what this is.
Well, it could be also the SDRs that we're using, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it. So there's a shadow where the passband is. The passband is like almost 11 kcs wide. You normally have like an evenly, for lack of a better term, like an even triangle going out and tapering off, which is what it should be. The signal should be getting lower as you go further away from the center frequency. And you still have the tails, but I'm seeing in the middle where it should be higher is lower. I don't know if that makes sense.
My guess is maybe it's that RF getting back into the audio as it did, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? That whole scanner antenna thing. I was talking to Phil about that. I had beastly RF, and I've been using this setup for a long time, and then all of a sudden I did move the pencil. That's a thing you should never do in your shack. Once everything's working, don't change anything. I forgot something changed. And there was so much RF getting into the audio, it was terrifying. And it turned out that it was coming in. This is really shortening the story. There's a long 75 ohm coax that goes up to the attic where there's a scanner antenna. And that gets routed through the attic and everything, long run of that stuff. And it went to this antenna splitter, and then one of the leads of the antenna splitter went to, or does go to, an ICOM 735, which obviously is not used for transmitting, it's used for receiving. But anyway, it was connected to that, and that audio output from the accessory jack on the back was connected to the audio mixer. And when I unhooked that connection to the mixer, the RF went away. I'm like, what the hell? How's that happening? And then I tried unplugging. Oh, I'm sorry. No. The 735 doesn't go to that antenna. Hold on, I forgot. Here's the connection. I unplugged the 735 power cord and the RF went away. It's like, that's really weird. Okay, here's the connection between the scanner antenna and the 735. Yeah, because that didn't make sense, did it? The 735 and an actual VHF receiver were both
75, CQ75, W2SDR. Whiskey 2, Sierra Delta Romeo, W2SDR, calling CQ75, CQ75. Hello, CQ75, W2SDR.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, if he narrows it down, I'll narrow it down.
Okay, all right. I'm just coming up to say hi, that's all. I don't know. I heard somebody up here, so I figured I'd come up and say hi.
Well, if you could hear me up here, then I hear you down. I don't hear you down there, but I'll control myself. I've lost good amateur practice here. Bad behavior. There you go. That's more like it there. So, good evening, Perry. W2SDR.
Yeah, good evening. I think he's experimenting with something. He's messing around with that processor, him and that guy are designing, and it's got like clip leads everywhere, and stuff's all haywired, and so, I don't think he's doing it on purpose. So anyway, yeah, good evening. You're strong. Good signal. Sounding good over here. Guess what I did today? I signed up for a new electric supplier and a new gas supplier. Because my bill was, like, really high. It's been really high. And I was like, man, let me dig into this. Because you were talking about bills earlier with your Comcast bill. Because it just all gets auto-paid. I don't pay attention. And I'm like, man, this is really expensive. So I was paying, like, a third or more, or double the rate that I got. So, I don't have the bill in front of me to tell you the exact numbers, but I should be cutting my bill in about half.
Okay, I'm paying $201 about, and that's including YouTube TV with all the channels, including all the Philly sports channels and all that, Netflix and HBO Max. 201. That's and 900 megahertz internet.
That's okay. Yeah, I can look up mine here now. So that's you saved about $60, like we were talking about earlier. That's good. That's a heck of an improvement. Yeah, I made a heck of an improvement with mine because, see, I signed up for the Spring National Gas. You know how it is in Pennsylvania. There's a marketplace, so you can sign up whatever, whenever you want. And you could, like, I got these, my gas provider, my electric provider, I signed up. They're both fixed rates for a year. So the rate won't change for a year. And like I said, they're about half to the half of what I was paying before per like kilowatt hour and per cubic foot of gas. So I should be saving myself a good amount of money. Now I'm trying to log on to my Xfinity here now too to see exactly what my bill is.
Well, you got to be careful. I went back to Atlantic City Electric because you can buy around into New Jersey too, and you got to watch every year. See, they start jacking it up, and you got to revisit it every single year with the contract. You see, I got tired of messing with it, and the last time it went up, and I didn't know it, so I went right back to Atlantic City Electric. So just really keep an eye on that, like your expiration date for your contract and all that stuff. Yeah, he sounds overdriven, distorted. It just doesn't sound any good. But I'm not, he doesn't care what I have to say. But that's what it, and it's extremely wide. So there is no bandwidth limiting. I mean, if there is, it's 20 kilohertz. Okay, so there you have it. Anyway, I'll build up with it. Yeah, you have to watch out the prices there. So, I'm saving almost $65, I guess, a month, something like that, if you add in, because see, this is no taxes and stuff, And the other thing was, they for lowering my price when I went back to the box, because I wanted to get the plan that I had before, and I couldn't get it. So to lower the price, they snuck in, and I didn't see it until I got the bill, was like promotions that are going to expire in 9 months or 10 months. And then it would have been even higher. I just got tired of screwing with it. MLB, I feel bad about it. We'll see what happens next year. But this other route that I took, I mean, it's like they're not fooling with that. There's no tax. There's no service charges. The bill is just extremely simple. So, we'll see what happens. But all of this stuff, electric rates, cable, internet, phone, you got to keep checking back into it and switching and everything because, things happen quick today. It's like jobs, man. You gotta look around and apply for jobs constantly. Nothing stays the same in this world. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to miss MLB, but and then I think I told you, they're not going to renegotiate anymore. 2023 is out. So, we'll see what happens next year, but it's not worth it for me to spend that extra money for MLB, and I'll just be, if the game's on MLB that I want to see, I'm just not going to see it. That's all. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll go back eventually. I don't know. Thank God the customer service today. You could cancel and sign up. Well, just without a problem. W2SDR.
All right, here's mine. I pay $210 a month for, I pay for 800 megabytes speed download, upload up to 20. So I think you have I have the Blast internet plan, and X1 TV with one box, is $210. So with me signing up, so however long ago, I still have, I guess, that old price, because I still have the introductory price, and I guess the whatchamacallit really went up. The cost for all these different plans and everything really went up.
Well, yeah, okay, but you don't have. I'm signing in Xfinity now. I want to see something here. I hate this when they send you a text like you got to go through that.
I'll be back, guys. W3 MMR.
Okie doke, Perry.
What the hell?
PHL. Where's Feedback Fred?
I think you probably. You have multiple boxes and stuff like that. I do know that. So maybe, but I don't know.
But you don't have a DVR. You can't record, right, with your box.
Yes, I can. I can record. I have a whole ton of stuff recorded.
Oh, maybe it's cheaper in Pennsylvania. That's a pretty good deal. Well, I'm tired of messing with it now. I'm done, man. I'm done. I'm trying to log into the account, my account, and this is like as bad as the long-term care insurance billing. Let me see. All right, last month, well, I streamed a lot. It was like $800. No, what is that? Okay, let me see. Bill, okay. I don't even think I have that. It's too soon, I think, to check it out. So I'll have to see. But anyway, I'm not budging off of this plan. Now, see, I have another. I wanted to check what kind of internet. I think I have an internet above you. It's like 900 or something. But it's like. So what? I mean, like 800 or 900. I mean, how much money does that make? See, they change the plans every couple of months. And you don't even know what you have. You don't know what you have from one month. You can't compare apples to apples. So now this page isn't working right now. It's probably the numbers are too high to even register on your browser.
Yeah, see, I must have something different here because I'm building my plan now, right? I have Ultimate TV, which is the highest TV package, and I had the 800 super fast internet, and I can get the gigabit for $7 less a month right now is their offer to me. So I can have the 1 gigabit internet download for $209.65 a month. It must be cheaper over here, I guess. So that's me changing my plan, and it's like that. I don't know if it is because I've been there for so long or whatever, but that's pretty crazy.
Hey, thanks about that router reboot, man. That did it, man. That did it. How about that? Well, I'm going to have to look into that again. That gigabit, see? Now that's cheaper than what I see. They got names on these speeds, and I don't know that. Let me see if I can get into that. You got to know the name. Like I think I have super fast. Now I used to have something that was different than that. It had a different name, and. All right, let me look at this bill here. All right, statement balance. Previous balance. All right, let me see this. All right, the internet is super fast. Now, what the heck is super fast? Is that what you have, super fast?
Well, let me go back now. Back up one. I believe that's what I have now. Shut up. Here we go. 800. Yeah, that's what I got now, the super fast.
Okay, so I have super fast. But see, what they put into mine, my bill was high. Now, see, my taxes and all, but they put in, when I went back to the box, they put in discount, minus $25. But see, that's going to expire, and this is another promotional discount, $17, and another promotional discount for something else, $11.48. See what happens after that, it's going to jump up. You see, so they got me the box because I thought that this was going to be pretty reasonable, but then it's like after a while it's going to jump up, and they figure people are going to not notice it and keep paying it.
Yeah, see, I don't have any of those offers or nothing on mine. Any of those. See, because you have a newer box. You have that 4K box. And maybe that's why, like, they gave it to you. Okay, you get it free for a year or something like that, I don't know. I've had the same box for 5 or 6 years. It's the old beat-up one, I wonder if this router you gave me is gigabit compatible. It says I have to check to make sure my router is compatible.
Well, it is compatible. It'll work, but I don't think that old router will do a gigabit download. You'll have to look it up on the internet, the model number, and see what the specs are. I don't. Only a really new router will be capable of the 1 gigabit, and you better check with them if you're going to do that. If there's no, like, after 6 months the bill goes up or something, where they might have data limits on that 1 gig. You better look into fine print.
Yeah, well, it says that's for 24 months. It does say that. It's for 24 months. So I'd have to, maybe after a couple years it would go up. But, yeah, I'll look up to see if this router is capable of 1,000, megabit download. I could get 2 gigabit for $35 more a month. Yeah, it's a gigabit router. Dual band gigabit router. Dual band connect technology with combined speeds up to 900 megabits. So, just about a gigabit.
Well, that's 900 on Wi-Fi. Look, let me tell you something. The only people that need speeds faster than we have are gamers. I'm telling you that right now. We could lower ours down to 100 megabit speed, and we wouldn't notice a difference on what we do on it. I'm telling you that right now. Okay? So, I don't think it's worth it. If there's any restrictions or after 2, see what happens is they'll give you 24 months on that, right? Then you go out and buy this gaming system, flight simulator and everything else. Well, I got the best speeds. Now, when it comes after the 24 months, man, you bought stuff that needs that speed, and they're going to have you hooked on it.
Yeah, it says plus $10 a month for 24 months with 1 year term contract, $21.30 a month broadcast TV fee, and $13.35 a month regional sports fee or extra. I don't know what that means. Price subject to change. Yeah. How about that? I might as well probably just stay the course.
Yeah, man, that's treacherous, man, what you're mentioning there. I wouldn't go near that. I really wouldn't. You got a good price there. Everything works. I'd keep it. And I'm just going to stick with what I got now, man. I'm not going to get into that again. Hopefully MLB or who knows what's going to happen, but I'm going to keep it like it is, man. Pay as I go. The only thing I'm paying Xfinity for is the internet. I mean, the charge, that's it. No box, no tax, no nothing. Just to have that wire coming in. And I'll do what I want to do after that. So, and watch. It's like the World Series is going to be on MLB. And it's like, I'll be like listening to the radio, trying to get some station out there in like Minnesota. Listen to that guy now. Now we got a U-Haul coming in here. See, it's pretty rough. Yeah, it's pretty rough because we're already freaking talking on here. That's why it's pretty rough there. Go ahead.
You're funny. No, man, W3MMR. Yeah, I'm going to look into this and see, what my plan is. Because, that regional, I think that regional sports fee and broadcast TV fee, I already pay that right now. It's already included in what I'm paying. I think that's just general, what I just mentioned. I don't think that's, on top of it. But I have to see exactly what my plan is here, and see what's going on. So, anyway, that's that. I just know that mine's a lot cheaper than what you were paying. That's crazy. That's pretty wild. So, anyway, what are you doing for dinner tonight? I might make a cheesesteak. I got some cheesesteak meat in there. I got ground beef I got to put in the freezer, and I might make some cheesesteak before. I keep forgetting to get fries. Darn it, man. Keep forgetting to buy a bag of French fries. And then back to work tomorrow. So, the kittens are doing good. cat's in there. She's in there with him now. She goes in there and hangs out and feeds for a little bit, and she comes out and hangs out with me. But she's like following me around the house wherever I go, and she's not in there with them things. She's being like real attached for some reason. But when I was doing research online, apparently they get like that. So I guess everything's normal. The kittens look nice and healthy. Not screaming all the time. They're, happy. It looks like they're all, relatively large and the same size. So yeah, they're doing good.
Yeah, listen to you, man. Cat whisperer. It is cool, though, isn't it? I mean, it is, man. You get attached to them cats, and it sounds like she's a really good mom, too. And it's very, very cool. I tell you, that picture you sent, man, just looks like a blob of fur. Of course, I see wobbles, but the other ones, they're hard to tell one from the other. Just one big fur blob. Oh, did I tell you? Bosco, that wildcat, man, that comes in once in a while now. I saw her use the litter box in here, so that's a big relief. She don't want to go back out again. I can't blame her, man. It's miserable outside. She's curled up in the corner in the dining room, and she don't want no parts of that outside. It's a shame, man. It's like first thing you know, you want to have 1,000 cats. But, well, you're doing okay with the internet. And, I'm glad. Thanks for that tip on the router. Because my router reboots once a week on Monday morning, like at 2 a.m., see? So maybe it was like that this morning. I didn't notice it when I was on the air this morning, but I don't think I was on that long. So, yeah, I'm going to have to see what's what with that. No big deal, though, man. W3MMR. I'll stay in here for another round. I don't know what I'm going to do for dinner. I got a couple bags of French fries, a giant one I got at BJ's. Maybe I'll just make some of them, because I had a lot of chicken. I made those chicken tenders again for lunch. I had a big pile of them, so I'm not real hungry. I might just, air fry a few of the fries, and that'll be it. So, all right, man, I'll let you go, okay? W2SDR, back to you.
Hi, man. Yeah, that broadcast TV fee and original sports fee I pay for that already now, so I'm just going to leave it alone. I don't need to touch it, I don't want to change nothing. It's been this much. It's actually more at times. Sometimes it was like $214. I was looking back through my, bills there. I don't know why it was, but a couple of dollars more. Now it's a couple of dollars less, so so I'm just going to leave it. Oh, and I guess I get Peacock Premium for free, too. It's included in your package until June 26th of this month, or this year. So I got Peacock. I didn't even know I had it. All right, man, 7-3. Have a good evening. We'll catch you later. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good on Bosco. That's cool, man. Yeah, and while she doesn't want to go outside, I've tried to let her out, just to see if she wanted to go out to go to the bathroom or something. She wants nothing to do with the outside, so she'll be in for a while. But luckily, she does use the litter box. So 7-3. Have a good evening. W3MMR.
Well, she needs those kittens need her attention. You don't want to get her out in case something happens. I wouldn't let her out until especially now she don't want to go out. I mean, but until those kittens, whatever you're going to do with them. I mean, that's my advice. So, all right, man. But this clock, I put a new battery in it when I reset it yesterday, and it chimes a lot louder now. It was keeping good time, but I guess as the battery gets old, the chime keeps getting lower all the time. So, all right, I'll catch you later. W3MMR, W2SDR. Thanks for coming up here and keeping me company.
No problem. I'm glad them sequence errors got squared away. I've dealt with every problem imaginable on these frickin' radios. Catch you later. W3MMR.
To fail with that. As I said the other time we were talking about this. That's right. Go ahead. Try that. Try staying on daylight savings time and not switching to standard time. You watch. All those little kids are going to be standing out at the school bus stop in December and it's going to be pitch black for the next 4 hours. So just plan on having the whole first half of your work days in total darkness. Oh, yeah. Everyone's going to figure out what a dumb idea that would be real fast. But, like I said, sometimes you got to let people put their hands on the stove in order to learn. So you don't want to take common sense? No problem. Go for it. Try staying on daylight savings time. And get back to me next December and January. Let me know how it's going. Come on, PCG.
Well, they, when I was in high school, might have been my freshman year, 1973, during the energy crisis, or was it the year later? I was going to blame Carter, but no, Carter didn't get elected till 76. So the energy crisis had begun, I guess, 73, 74, and I remember standing on the bus stop, and it was pitch black out on the way to high school.
Well, if we already switched to daylight savings time at that point, then then it would be the other way around. Then we would be on standard time. But I mean, seriously, if you think about what daylight savings time does, some people think, it makes the mornings and the evenings sunnier. If it literally did that, if it added 2 hours of sunshine to everyone's day, why don't we just fast forward all our clocks by like 6 hours and then make it summertime year round? I mean, come on, people. Just where's that slap across the face that so many people need? Really, seriously. No, there's no such thing as free sun. You steal from Peter to pay Paul. What you get, an hour extra, I can't even believe I have to say this. You get an hour extra of sunshine in the evening, well, that's the perception, and you lose it in the morning. That's right. You sacrifice sunlight in the morning to benefit the evening. So now how great a deal is it?
So what? Now it's going to be like darker in the morning?
Sure is. When you woke up, technically when you woke up, if you woke up at the same time every single day, let's say like you left your alarm set to whatever, and then Saturday night you changed your clock and you got up the next morning, it would be significantly darker. Like these days, whatever hour it was, last week, now it is an hour worth darker than it was last week in the morning.
Okay, I got you.
So reverse that. Now look at it in the fall, when you're going into standard time from daylight savings time. Where we do the set the clocks back, fall back. If you don't do that, then by the time you get in like December and January, however light or dark it is at whatever hour in the morning in the middle of the winter, it's going to be an hour worth darker than that if we stay on daylight savings time.
So, sorry, I'm back, obviously. I'm trying to think, because I know, obviously, as we go through the seasons, I'm getting confused thinking about it in my head. So, like, right now, even the path we were on, it was staying darker later in the mornings, but it was getting lighter earlier. I'm confused. So no, it was staying darker earlier and then getting light later. So without this time change, it's going to be like, we'll have like extremes of dark that we didn't have before, right?
Well, not to try to keep things real simple. I mean, literally, we're not changing when the sun rises and sets. We're changing our clocks. It doesn't literally it doesn't make the days longer. Whoever started that was being, kind of like fairy tale. It's not making anything longer. It's just it just shifts the whole, solar schedule by 1 hour. I mean, all you need to do is, like, if you wanted to try it out, so tomorrow, get up an hour earlier and, get up an hour get up an hour later and then you'll see what it was. What the hell? Now you've got me screwed up. Get up an hour later, and then you'll see what the sunrise was like at that time, and then go back to this, and you'll say, oh, wow, it really did get dark at that time. But we do these time changes on a Sunday when it's just like it doesn't matter. But if they did this like in the middle of the week, in the middle of the work week, and people actually did force themselves to get up at the same numerical time every morning, it would be dramatically different.
It is confusing.
Well, you can always jump back and forth by just changing your schedule by an hour, and then you can see what the difference is between standard time and daylight savings time. All it does is it robs it from either the morning, either robs it from the morning and gives it to the afternoon, or it robs it from the afternoon and gives it to the morning. That's it. It does not make the days longer.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I don't know. I guess we're gonna stay like this, or they're still going for it, or it's still in Congress or whatever, or the Senate or wherever the hell it is.
Catastrophic climate change, or whatever the hell they're calling it these days. Can you imagine that? If just by changing your clock, the sun would be up an hour longer every day? Holy crap.
Holy moly.
Well, yeah, that's why I was saying, then why don't we all set our clocks ahead by 3 hours and just make it summertime always?
You got a point. Anyway, I am going to go get dinner going and have a little wine and perhaps be back here after. So I want to check on the latest forecast. They've been all over the place with this. We don't know if we're going to get rain or 3 inches or 8 inches or what, but I'm going to go eat. Maybe we'll catch you guys later. Always good to talk to you. Clark, I hope you get that straightened out. Perry, I'm so glad, because I was telling that to Clark before you came on, and I don't think he thought there was anything wrong. So I hope you get it figured out. 73N2LJO.
All right. Okay, George. See you later. Yeah, no, see, Clark's one of those guys. Clark, you are one of those guys that always sound 99.9% of the time. You sound exactly the same on the air, and it always sounds really, really good. So anytime there's anything that looks or sounds different, it's like whoa.
Well, my suspicion is it's probably RF. So what I should do is just get up and disconnect the scanner antenna and see if that puts everything right. But since I'm so close to saying have a great evening, everybody, I'm going to leave that for another time. And the other thing I want to do is I want to put on headphones, which I never recommend anyone does, but I want to do that and switch between the dummy load and the antenna to absolutely be sure that it's RF related, which is a good way to do it.
And see, I think I said see it, George. Well, it sounds a little cleaner now. It's really wide. You're a full 20 kilohertz plus or minus 10. Solid, almost up to 3885 when you're with your sibilants. It's very noticeable.
That's not cool.
Yeah, no, I sent you a picture of it on the email. Now that you're getting stronger, it's more apparent. I have a high noise level here too, so and I know you're not one to want to run like that, so just letting you know, man, not a big deal. You know how it goes. You're not one of the guys that takes it personal.
Is it funny, people who listen in like 3 kilohertz bandwidth? I mean, I'm exaggerating, but if people listen in super tight bandwidth and they transmit like 40 kilohertz wide, and that too is an exaggeration, but it's like, why transmit wider than you're listening, right?
Right. Exactly. I listen in 10 or 12 and usually transmit in 12. And I'll narrow it up to 10 plus or minus 5, and if it's there's some people around. I've even narrowed it up to AKC, but that's what's obviously nice about these SDRs. You can do it with a couple clicks of the keyboard.
Were you tuned in earlier when I was talking about the RF issue that I had? Or was it like 2 weeks ago, and what it was?
I believe so. I think I was there for that QSO. I don't think I remember exactly what the issue was.
I was losing my mind. It's like I would key up and you'd hear this, in the audio. It's like, what in the hell is that? And again, long story short, it was RF being picked up by a long scanner antenna cable, the coax. So that was acting as the antenna. It was coming down into the shack here. It was going into a scanner. Well, actually it was going into a Yaesu 2-meter 440 rig, which doesn't even have a mic connected to it. It's being used as a very expensive scanner, I guess. That's kind of lame. But that was plugged into this 12-volt power supply, the same 12-volt power supply that's also powering an ICOM 735. The 735 audio output coming from the accessory jack on the back went into one of the inputs on the mixer. So when I was trying to track down where this was coming from, I started to unplug stuff from the mixer, and I unplugged the 735, and the noise went away. I'm like, well, it's not even on. Where the hell is all the RF coming from? So I plugged it back in. The RF came back. Noise. And then I did a reach around, and I pulled the power connector off the back of the 735. Boom. The noise went away again. Its antenna was still connected to it. But now I unhooked the power cord. I'm like, what? The RF is coming in through the power cord? The hell? And then it went down to this, obviously, 12-volt power supply. And then the only two things that went to that were the ICOM and the Yaesu. So I'm like, well, how in the world is this RF coming from the power supply or the Yaesu? Well, I cut to the chase and I disconnected the antenna from the Yaesu, and that too made the noise go away. So that's it. Imagine that. Long scanner antenna coax was picking up 3873. It was going through the Yaesu into the 12-volt power supply, back up into the 735, which wasn't turned on, or the power supply wasn't turned on either, and into one of the audio inputs, which was not turned up on the mixer, and that's how all the RF was getting in. Just weird as hell, huh? And one BCG.
Yeah, and RF's crazy. I've been very fortunate here. I do have mixed 31 ferrite on everything in this shack, but I don't really ever have any issues. The only time I have any issues, I'll come through my computer speakers when I'm on 10 meters and pointed this way, like pointed at the house with the Yagi. Sometimes on 40 meters, I'll come through my subwoofer in the other room for the surround sound. And but as far as like in the shack, I'm lucky. And I remember back when I was running external audio gear with in here. I don't think I had. However, no, I don't think I had the balanced L matching network and through open wire line at the time. I think I was using coax. And I wasn't running nearly as much power as I'm running now either. I was only running about 100 watts. So I wonder if I run external the audio rack, which hopefully I will plan to do soon with the 101. I got ferrite on all the patch cables on there, but hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't have any issues. But I've been very fortunate when it comes to RF.
All ham radio operators have issues. That's normal. You can't filter that out.
This is very true.
Hey, speaking of 100 watts, do you ever use your DX100 anymore?
I was just thinking about that yesterday, because I set up this big cat cage in the kitchen to keep everything confined, and I got a space heater in there and stuff for the kittens, and they're not locked. Nobody's locked in there, but it's just a nice space for them. Instead of being in the closet where she had the kittens. Anyway, I had to move some things around, and I set some stuff on top of the DX100, and I was like, man, I really need to get that thing back on the air. It's been probably about a year because I kind of pushed it to the side when I got my Ranger, and I ran that for a while, and then I got the Viking 2 from Paul, W2JTD, and that's been on exclusively on that operating position since I got that on the air. So, yeah, I should really get that on the air.
Well, it sounded really good. That's surprising. I didn't realize the chronology of that. You stopped using your DX100 when you got a Ranger. That's unusual.
Right, I know. And I blew that thing up, and that still hasn't. That's been sitting in the back seat of my car now for like 2 months. Because it was over at my dad's, and he was messing with it a little bit, and still haven't figured it out. And I'll get back to that at some point. But I have a lot of stuff I got to do. I got all the capacitors for the 101 to modify that. I have all the precision resistors to modify the Innovonics 222. I have a lot of stuff to do. I have it's just things are starting to pile up here. I've been kind of lazy since I got the this AL82. I've been running the SDR a lot, so one of these days I'll get around to it, Clark. I do only work 4 days a week, so I have no excuse.
Yeah, but you're a furball dad now. How are they doing?
They're great. I'll send you a picture. The kittens are awesome. They're very healthy, very, plump little things. Mama's in there being the good mama. She'll come out and leave them in there. She comes, hangs out with me, follows me around the house wherever I go for a little while, and then she'll go back in there and feed some more. I just got to make sure that, I'm trying to give her as much food as possible. I got some like high protein stuff they recommended at PetSmart, and like this milk stuff too, and I got a whole bunch of stuff, so I'm trying to do it right.
Wow. All right. And what did you say blew up your Ranger?
Yeah, I melted down the meter switch a while ago now, and now there's an issue with the audio, like oscillating. And weird thing is, the octo plug on the back with the jumpers in it. Well, I had rewired that and put a switch in there to switch from like low power to high powered. Timmy had recommended that online. I saw somewhere, and I was just doing it, to be for a quick and easy way to do it before I build an attenuator. Anyway, not to get sidetracked. Talk on it one day, and the thing, melted down, and now the audio is clear and it doesn't oscillate when I have it in the low power mode. Like when I have, I guess the play voltage? I can't see. It's been so long. So when I have it in low power mode, everything's fine. Audio and everything's good, unless I really crank it up and it starts to get nasty. But when I have it at like 40 watts a carrier and try to modulate, the thing goes like ape shit.
It sounds like the negative feedback winding is reversed. I got to look at the schematic on that, but yeah, you're supposed to have negative feedback on your modulator, and it sounds like you might have positive feedback now.
Yeah, I'll have to really sit down and remember, because, dude, I tried switching out everything. I thought of, because, dude, the meter switch was on fire, and it had the shunt for the grid current shorted to ground, and it was like a fireworks show in there before that slow blow fuse ended up blowing.
The low power mod, where everything runs off the low voltage power supply, there's an Achilles heel to that. If it goes into, what is it, CW mode or something like that, there's a position for the operate switch where it will end up connecting the high voltage and the low voltage power supplies together. That's why I'm very nervous about that low power mod.
Yeah, I remember, now that you mentioned that, I remember reading Timmy had talked about that. See, I don't think I did that. It was just while I was talking it happened. Everything went crazy. So yeah, it's been so long since I worked on it. I did so much stuff, and I'm not good at documenting things, like writing stuff down, what I checked and what I did. And, I just will start going crazy on it for a while, and I just forgot about it. I really would like to get that thing back up and working, because it was a nice little Ranger. That thing sounded pretty decent. I had it sounding pretty decent after a while, and would really like to get it back on the air.
All right. Well, if you want any help with it over the phone, I'm over the phone. Well, all right. Yeah, that too. Holy crap! You know something? I am overmodulating. Hang on a second. Yuri. Hold on. Let me make an adjustment. I just noticed something. Maybe this will clear things up. One moment, please, and one BCG.
Evening, Perry.
Hey, Charlie. I'm trying to take a picture of this W-2. I'm trying to do my taxes. What's going on, man?
Yeah, just came down from 40 meters. Up from 40 meters, down from 40 meters. Get fence costs again. Whether you're talking up or down in frequency or up and down in bands. But, yeah, just cut in here. Radio's not warmed up yet. I'm sure the Ranger has a couple of KCs of drift before it'll settle in. But for the moment, I'm on frequency, more or less. I think.
You're like almost dead on. You're fine. Yeah, my DX100. Well, all my boat anchors are that way. DX100. I gotta start high. It'll come down low. Come back down on frequency, like 250 kc or 25 kc. What am I talking about? So anyway, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, I didn't wake up this morning. I slept in. I had a doctor's appointment. I had off today and traded my days off for Thursday. I had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I slept in, man, until about 7 o'clock. I haven't slept in until 7 o'clock in probably 10 years.
Now we could use Clark in there this morning. Some moron in there playing music on 3892. Pretty much taking out 3885 for about 2-3 hours. It finally shut down about 5 of 6.
That, yeah, my dad was telling me about that. He said you guys went down to 3880 or something. What did you say, Clark? I don't know what that was. Ah, it's Bob. Hi, Bob. I was trying to put in my employer identification number. Clark, did you fix it?
W2SDR.
Yeah, hey, Pop. Good evening.
Here, Charlie in there, Clark in there. Just wanted to do a drive-by here and say, howdy doody.
Yeah, what's happening? Just figured I'd chime into Whiskey 2 Echo, November Yankee. Yeah, I gotta go upstairs and get dinner. My lady just got home. She's been stuck on jury duty all day, and man, I bet she needs service.
Okay, Bob. Good evening. W2SDO.
Yeah, all right, Bob. Catch you later, man. Good to hear you. And Clark is trying to fix his audio. He said he was going to try something. He said he'd be right back. Yeah, I'm trying to do some of my taxes. TurboTax now, like these years go by, they make it easier and easier and easier for you to do your taxes, man. Like, you don't have to enter in nothing from these W-2s. You take a picture of it, it just reads everything on the paper, puts it all in for you.
Yeah, they get all your information from the previous years and stuff.
Yeah, and then the Russians steal your ID.
I don't care, whatever they are, they make my tax life easy.
The Russians and the slant eyes.
Anyway, wonder if that worked. Yeah, it worked. So anyway, so it makes it nice and easy there. I gotta get out of here soon. I gotta go make some dinner. I'm just gonna wait for Clark to come back to see if he made any difference, and I'm going to go make dinner, and I gotta try to get to bed early so I gotta go back to work tomorrow.
Okay, I thought Charlie was in here.
He is. The last time I keyed up, I doubled with the clock, so I was just standing by.
Okay, I just wanted to say hi to you there, Charlie, when I first came in, and hope all is well up in your neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all is well. The snow tonight and tomorrow has been changed to rain. We're not going to get the snow till tomorrow night now. Everything is entirely soaked with rain, which is pouring right now. And with any luck, the ground will be too warm and wet for the snow to stick, and it'll just be pretty falling through the sky and disappearing as it hits the ground.
Well, we're going to get rain, I think. I know guys who I know as some CB guys that live up in the Jim Thorpe area, Pocono area. They were talking about, they had like a winter storm warning or something. I saw like New York City could get some snow, but I don't know if that's all been changed now. This was, I think, last night or something. But nope, not going to be cold enough here to do anything but be cold and miserable.
Yeah, looks like we're hold on. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get like 6 here. The best I saw. And Governor Twat said, yeah, state of emergency, 5 to 8 inches here, and yeah, we'll see how that goes, fellas.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey Clark, are you back yet? Cause I'm gonna get running, man. So I gotta make some dinner and start settling in here first. I'm trying to get to bed by 8:30 or so. You there?
Yeah, it looks like Bear's really gonna get banged. They're talking 12 to 18 by him.
Yeah, sign me out too, guys. We'll see you guys later, Bob, Perry, Charlie. See you later. W2SDO.
7-3, Frank. I'm going. You can stay longer.
Yeah, thanks for the drive-by. Anyway, I'm going upstairs too because, like I said, my lady was at jury duty all day today, and she needs conversation, and we'll see where that goes. W2ENY.
See ya.
in me I heard, or was that an imitator?
I think that was an imitator. And a tater-immer.
That's the worst thing I've ever been called. 88SMU.
Thought that might have been you, Shane. Good evening.
Good evening, Perry. I thought I heard Charlie in there, but it was me. Good evening.
Yeah, he just running that away. I'm getting ready to run that away. Waiting for Clark to come back for a couple more minutes here. But he's messing with his audio. I'm sure you're probably listening. I want to finish up entering this tax information in, and then I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I've been listening. I keyed up a couple times. That must have doubled with somebody, so I'll just be sitting here. I can work on a pair of earbuds things. One sounding good. Pull it apart, clean it out, put it back together, and seems to be working.
Can't beat that. Audio's a little on the quiet side tonight. What do you think, Charlie?
What was that, Perry?
I said Shane's audio seems a little on the quiet side. I was asking what you thought.
Shane's audio is usually too mellow for me. I struggle to hear him through my noise. He's just got that laid-back sound, like, just kind of laid back.
Shane's laid back, man.
Laid back. In my mind. Anyway, I turned it up a little bit. Probably getting that major hum. Yeah, I can see it on the needle there, but I was open more audio.
Is it me, Perry, or did when you crank the audio up, you brought up just the mud frequencies?
Yeah, I do hear the humming there a little bit, and the mic is a little muddy, I guess. Sound. It's either way, Shane. It's not bad by any stretch, dude. Yeah, I can hear you, I can understand you. But I know you're always trying different stuff over there, and different microphones and all that stuff. So, maybe you're using a different mic tonight.
Same one. I'm probably a little bit too close to it. Back off a little bit here. And, okay, see if that'll work.
Yeah, it was a little better. I think a lot of it just has to do with your voice. You're just you're a pretty quiet guy. Quietly spoken. But yeah, when you backed away from the mic there, it did take away that most of the muddiness that I was hearing, for sure. Clark, one more chance. Are you back, sir? He's not back. All right, guys, I gotta get out of here. I'll look for you guys later. Charlie, maybe I'll look for you in the morning. I'm gonna try to get up early, but I've been struggling in the mornings, man, to get on the air before I gotta go to work. Leaving the house at 5:30, or excuse me, 5:45, 6 o'clock. It's hard to get up and then work until 6 o'clock at night. So I'm trying, man. I do miss it, though. Not gonna lie. Shane, good to hear you. It's always a pleasure, my friend. And Charlie, Clark, we'll look for you guys a little bit later on. W3MMR. We'll be listening out.
All right, Perry, enjoy your dinner. I'll sit here and listen to the noise for a few minutes. If Clark doesn't come back, I guess I'll go watch TV.
All righty, 7-3.
7-3, have a good one. See you next time.